He wears so many hats. He's an author, he is also involved in music production, video production, and he's also a recording artiste. Let's meet Masta Recka in this week's Up Next segment. Up Next is brought to you by Magnum Tonic Wine. Take charge.
What about corruption and bad mind? 1, 2, 3, flip a dime. Body use them life worth this time.
Masta Recka, you do so many things. You're into science, you write books, you're into television production. How do you do it all?
Well, the truth is, everything you do in life, you have to make a sacrifice. So there's almost 24 hours in a day, so I request 26. So I just do my best and try to schedule and motivate myself. It's a hard process, but it need to be done. So once you're driven, anything is possible.
Before we get into the music, let's talk a little bit about your writing. You're an author. How many books have you written so far, and what are the titles of those books?
So far published, I wrote 5 books that are published, and that's number one. One of the number 6 bestseller of one of those books is about a Jamaican girl called Tanya Anderson Barefoot Prickers and Tone. I wrote a book called Searching for the Enemy, which was also number 6 bestseller on Amazon in 2010. The current book I wrote is Unpretentious, which is a stronger version to 50 Shades of Grey. I wrote a vampire book called Grey and Honeys. There's so many books I wrote, to be honest with you. It's all confusing now, but I wrote quite a few, plus about 3 unpublished.
Everybody blame major crime.
Prior to this interview, you did mention that you've been involved in the Def Comedy Jam. Talk to me about that.
Well, yeah, that's how the name Masta Recka came about. So in Def Comedy Jam, they were doing a tour at Westbury College. I was a student at the time, and there was like a hip hop and R&B people performing, so they need me as the reggae artist. So that was my first time, showcasing my skill. I was, wild, jumping up, and everybody called me Shabba is going crazy. So I said, no, Shabba have his name. So what happened, they start calling me Recka, start throwing cheers and doing things and say Recka, Recka, Recka. So I said, okay, I love the name Recka, so I just add Masta Recka. So that's how that started.
So one more prayer for you get the drunker. One more prayer for you get the drunker.
How did music begin for you?
That was in high school. I used to write songs and start with hip hop songs and reggae, but I used to write songs for people, and my brother used to sing music too. And we used to go on a sound system and practicing and do a little thing here, freestyle. And I get better at it because what I used to do was creating this futuristic type of music, and it was sounding weird at the time, but now it's the current style what people are currently doing. So I used to try to hone my skills and getting better and better at it. And I for years keep persistently doing the music. My talent to music, or my gift to music, is my drive for quality, creativity. I'm always a person who try to make others around me better.
Wind up your body, dance and dip. Put me with something tight and grip. Come make the cha-cha bite and spit.
So originally I was born in Senton to our parents from Waterhouse. My father's from Waterhouse, my mom is from Senton. So I grew up in both worlds. I have a song called Get a Drunker, which is coming out, and that's gonna be through Tough Gang. So I'm looking forward to release that one in May. So that song is just basically talking about the current state of what people are going through, the struggles, the violence, the crime, the mother's pain. So this is a crossover somewhat between dancehall, hip-hop, reggae, and it's talking about everyday struggle, about the violence, the corruption, and what's going on. It's needed.
Jamaican girl, do that to me. African girls, Caribbean girl, European girl, Asian girl.
And backed by popular demand, we bring you the interview I had with DJ Wylyphe in our Mix Master segment. Check it out.
Mix Masters is brought to you by Magnum Tonic Wine. Take charge of things anytime, anywhere.
Yo, Wylyphe. Hey, what's up, everybody? Pree Dis. This week on the Mix Master Special, we have DJ Wylyphe Unleashed.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, DJ Wylyphe.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
First off, how long have you been a DJ?
Well, from the age of about 12. Yeah. From 12 years old.
What made you fall in love with music?
Alright. Based upon how I was grown, in a volatile community, like dance used to keep every night.
Yeah.
And me used to stay up as a young youth, stay up and just listen to the sound system them juggle, and I fall in love with it from that age, and I always pretend, set up my mother, assert them, put them on top of one another and say, admire sound system this, and I pretend to me I play every single day until I finally get there.
So your love for music is very authentic then?
Yeah, very authentic.
What was like the favorite part of the juggling that you used to be your favorite when you was listening to the dance, the music from the dance then?
Always the early segment. Always listen to Gregory Isaac, George Nooks, Barry Hammond. Always the old hits, trust me. The reggae bass line is just different.
Everybody up, yeah, give them up, yeah. Everybody up, love you look, yeah, give them up. What me do? Spend a couple of yeah.
I started out as a box boy, honestly. So I went to UN then to live, and I heard that sound across the street, and I pressure my mother every day and I said, Mommy, why you get me from that sound in?
How did the name Wylyphe come into play? And then I see you have Unleash at the end. Explain your name.
Alright, it's a funny thing. It came from football. I used to play football in high school. I mean, I was a defender that was very aggressive. And they call it wild. They used to say me wild. So, I mean, when I was searching for a DJ name, and I'm bridging them say, you know, say you're a wild youth, a Wylyphe if you name Wylyphe.
Yeah.
If then everybody was there, a search name, them call me Mario, I say, you know, say everybody, you have a whole heap of DJ Mario. But I mean, Mario is my right name, but so I say, listen, we'll find a different name, and they say, you play ball wild still, so we're going to run with the Wylyphe team.
Drive up, pull the gate to the syrup from my place, my team with the broom, but him never spot the rake seat. Call for the work. Coming off time for we say anything in the house, like the race, fine, stick your life,
When did you step out on your own and make that first dollar for yourself as a DJ? Do you remember the party and where it was?
Yes, I remember that party. It was called Nightlight at a place called Cabana. I don't think it's there anymore in our factory.
Yeah.
It's called Nightlight. That was my first big experience on a stage, making the real money and not getting a bus. Yeah, that was it.
How did the people receive you at that party?
I mean, at that night, Ali Patch came to me and he said, listen, I want to sign you to my sound, you know. You have great potential, and a whole heap of people recognized me from that night. And people, because I was so young at that time, it was rare to people to see such a young guy DJing. You get me? So a whole heap of people, they don't want to book me. Because they must say, hey, I'm the young thing right now.
Did you ever want to be a part of a sound, or did you always know that you were just going to be DJ Wylyphe, a solo DJ, and not a part of a sound?
You know, to be honest, I joined the sound at first, you know. It was called TNF. It was me, Lengdy, and Voltage at that time, and then I realized everybody I do their own things, so I part ways and I start my own sound called Time Code JA, and then I get signed to a next sound for Leave Time Code. I'm still a part of Time Code now, but on the producing side. But I got an opportunity with Leg Zona sound, which was a clash sound at that time.
Over 100 grand in my suit in Girls sit down, she a wine, she a twerk, she a trick, she a make it button.
Yo, what was the artist that gave you your first dub plate? Which artist?
Alright, to be honest, my first dub plate was from Bugle, before Leg Zona. Bugle, so big up Bugle anyway, I'm there. He gave me my first dub plate ever as a young youth from about 16.
Okay, what college are you most closest to?
UE. I'd say UE. Yeah.
You get a lot of players at UE. What separates the UE crew from the UTech crew per se? Is there a different vibe between the two schools?
I mean, in a way, no. In a way, because I mean, when you go to an event at UE, you get to expand more with where you play. Because I mean, most of UE crew, them love soca, the trap music. They can go international.
They love different genres of music, But UTech, them love them dancehall.
Yeah, they're more basic island vibes. You get me?
Dad, them under your lunch up another beat. Markex with a crown, you know, see the plate. Big food with Jack Dog, never celebrate. Masta Recka, Espanol, client.
What are your plans for when the pandemic is over?
When the pandemic is over, Right now I'm thinking of producing, to be honest, and going international, touring. Don't just want to be here in Jamaica. I love Jamaica, don't get me wrong, but I want to go outside to see what's outside Jamaica. You get me, to play for other people, to see how they react. Bring the culture outside there, you get me? So that's my plans.
Intellectual people edition, kakam, pull up like fully charged up, he got it. The gang for me gang, run up with your body. Kryptonite coming out of the muscle.
Yeah, you as a DJ as well have to put in new style and new flavor in your set.
So you can evolve with the business.
Exactly, exactly. You don't want to sound like a 1990s sound. You want to move forward, but you're still keeping a little of the 90s in your set, see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here, DJ Wylyphe. Where can we find you on social media?
I mean, Wylyphe, WYLYPHE, The Unleashed, all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, everywhere.
Protocol, we have 100. Get that whole place, get hot. Insult everything, know that. Pull up, that all jumping up in a
After the break, we find out what's cooking in the kitchen in our Pond the Fire segment.
Ray and never feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you're living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rap, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya. Jamaica the culture.
Ray and nephew overproof, and we just a do it to the culture.
Drink responsibly.